Hey, welcome back to Quest for Future Creativity. And today, and in this video, I'm going to talk about something that I really love, creating a logo. It's the best thing because it's like everything put into the smallest place, and if it works well, it tells the story and it gives you something to, it's almost like the pivot point in the middle of a gigantic swirl. You will always sort of know what you're talking about if this logo appears. So how do you build a logo that is both open and really focused and really simple, and people sort of know what they're looking at the same time as it's something entirely new? So I will try to show you how the Rebel Nature logo came about. I love the shape, the round shape of things. I love when you can wear it on the shoulder, when you can put it as a badge, when you could put it on a beanie or a cap or whatever. So this confined space of a round shape, that's really cool. So I'm just gonna draw here and say, okay, you have this round shape. Come on, one more time. Should supposed to snap. Yeah, that was nice. Okay, yeah, the perfect circle, but this is like I think in ancient times and so on, the full circle, the only thing perfect is the sun. So the full circle is sort of beyond the human sort of ability. It doesn't exist in nature. So how do you make something that's more exciting than a full circle? And so I wanted to start with something that's not full, but it still have an opening at the top. And Rebel Nature is all about technology, nature, and humans. So we have these three ingredients. And how do we make this into something that sort of represents all this? You can say the full circle, that's nature, that's the perfect sort of biosystem and so on. Technology, on the other hand, is sort of this this kind of so how do you normally see technology? And if you imagine this, it doesn't really work. This. If you see this on some kind of technical equipment, you know that this is where you start things and where you stop things. So this has a great connection to technology. And how do you get the human in there? So this almost looked like something that could be drilled into a wall in ancient times, but I would love to have something that's a bit more sort of human. So what if we took this center point and then we had our human character? And what's funny is that the idea with this one came actually, it's a picture of my daughter, and she was right at that age where everything is sort of in question. I think she was around 8 or 9, 7, 8, 9. And she had this pose sort of where she's sort of leaning on one leg and the other leg sort of comes out. And it's a bit sort of, okay, yeah, come on, are you really gonna, it has this sort of rebel feel to it. It's relaxed, but it's also a bit sort of provocative. And the thing is that you actually have sort of the idea that this actually had the shape of it's basically the shape of an R. If you do like this, you would have the R of a rebel. So the R actually comes in here as a human shape. So this is sort of that part. So you have the full circle, which is nature. You have the sign of switching on or switching off a machine, and then you have your human sort of center point protagonist in the middle to give the human sort of angle. And this could be sprayed on a wall, so you have paint running down here. It's almost like a stencil. But the cool thing is, imagine this, when we start out this community, what if we made it in this way that you could actually say, okay, I want it to be really personalized. So the silhouette in here, you should take a picture of your own silhouette in any kind you want. And this becomes your logo. So if you are wearing a cap and a backpack or whatever, this will be your Rebel Nature logo. So this is also a possibility of personalizing the Rebel Nature, so you become a nature rebel. And that could be on your cap maybe, or you could make your own t-shirt where you use this logo. So it's fully flexible at the same time as it's sort of iconic. And I think the great thing is that that this suddenly becomes a story room, because what if we place, for example, if we place the Rig 21 here, you know, it becomes a location indicator. So you could imagine this as, okay, this is what you use when you show a new location you're arriving at. Or you could also have the, let's say, the safe pod, which is one of the most important vehicles in the story. And of course you can have different kinds of colors and so on. And we have these robotic arms that are on the side. And we have the waterline. So this is really fast drawn, but you could actually put your, if you build something, if you build a sort of a vehicle or a craft or something, you could make a silhouette of that, and that becomes a logo. And of course, even you could have the letter in there. You could have the R, the Rebel R. So if you say, let's see. So imagine you have this R, which is quite iconic. In some way it also becomes a logo, but it's still held in place by the circle. And you know, the circle is, the broken circle is also your story cave where you invite people in. So I think it's having this logo that has an opening in some kind of direction. It's so important. So this is a story about the Rebel Nature icon logo, and yeah, hopefully you can use all these different parts and switch them around and make some great iconic logos for the future. It's a building system. It's a logo building system. So you can just add on and add colors and make stencils and so on, and then just make it your own. Res actually makes this logo, and you know, she sees all these switches, switch on, switch off. So she actually draws her own silhouette on top of that, and that's how she makes the logo and paints it on the wall, because she is a quite creative person. And yeah, this is a story about the Rebel Nature logo. See you next time on the channel.